I think you realised deep down you were just sad, not angry.
You've had a sad, violent, and lonely life, with no
Hang on,
joy
Jonathan,
to
that's a
speak
bit.
of. You realized that you were living with nothing but sadness.
No, not really. I had friends and happiness in my life. It was more about just being pleased for the guy.
Oh. So you did empathise with him. I'll leave you be. I'll walk away.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Well, that's another investigation complete. There's a lot of other people I can speak to out here. And this is going to be the home of the Wet Boot Boys. So there's probably somebody I could sink my teeth into if push came to shove. Alright, investigations. Locate the site where the bombing took place. Where do you think that could be? That could be anywhere. Now, I've not come across a place like that just yet. Posters. Posters on the butt. He's spreading posts. He's given me the more dangerous job. Do your patrol so you can put the posters up in oh. Well, it's going to be safe enough going over there right now, I think. Right. If I sneak around the side. I don't need to pick a fight. I don't really want to. The posters should be around here. Maybe. Can I?
It's locked, all right.
Joy. Right. How do I get around? South and up? No, that's blocking my way. Is this where the bomb went off? The manufacturing plant? Hello, Mr. Rat. I'm not sure I can get to those posters just yet. No, I do not. Let's try around the other side. If not, we might just have to continue exploring the docks and scouting out prospective, well, candidates for a sudden case of blood loss. I'm suddenly very curious about Southwark. It does have a large, imposing bridge. Oh, hello. No, I don't think it's going to be too special. No, we'll take the screws, though. And the shillings. You know what? Let's go back. Let's talk to people. There's you I can speak to. There's a safe house. Let's drop down. Oh, good evening, madam. Just ignore me dropping down. How may I help?
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
I'm Dr. Reed.
I'm a doctor.
Yeah,
From
exactly.
Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I don't have any money for you leeches.
I'm not here for charity, Miss.
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
What are you selling?
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
I got no lead pipes. I don't really have anything for you. Okay, let's... You seem healthy. Edwina Cox. Are you divorced? How do I know that? You still use your husband's name?
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is that?
Why shouldn't I? He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife and his
Oh!
something round here.
Clay
Are you
Cox!
aware of what happened to him?
Yes. I'm sure he fought till the end and looked death in the eyes. The boys will mourn him. Except one of them, maybe.
One of them? You are Clay Cox's wife. Tell me about your work. I kind of know you are probably the head of the Wet Boot Boys now.
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
You are quite a blunt woman.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
I'm not at all interested in what you have to offer. You are a prime candidate. However, you have some resistance to me. I'm not interested.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
Trade unionist? Who's Digby? What can you tell me about this part of town?
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
You're thinking of somebody in particular, are you?
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
Or put a stop to what they're doing, perhaps. A little bit excessive, though, don't you think, your attitude?
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
To get your way, you mean? To coerce and treat people horribly. This man you killed, then, you don't really keep it a secret.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
Killed one of you? What happened exactly? Who did they kill?
What happened exactly?
I don't know and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the Wet Boot Boys, Doctor. This is our territory, and this is our law.
Not even when somebody deserved it. You got no issues of conscience, do you?
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reed, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
I think your way of dealing with troublemakers is pretty poor. I will leave you be.
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
Booth. Where am I going to find your friend, Booth?
Foolish girl and her freak
Booth
principles.
Digby.
She's got no idea who she is.
You're openly carrying a gun, I see.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr.
Shooting a gun at a
Jonathan
wall.
Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Your boys? I thought they belonged, well, more or less to, Mrs. Cox. You, consider yourself something of a vigilante, do you?
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
I doubt you're a concerned criminal. You're probably I'm a concerned citizen. You're just a criminal.
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that.
I doubt it.
Nah, you've been a soldier. I can respect that.
Sure, that's a nice way of covering up your cowardice. What is your gang exactly? What do you do day to day?
So, tell me about your gang then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi, I'm the boss, all right? The wet boot boys work for me. All of them.
Sure.
Situation round here is better than other districts because of us.
I don't think it is
Because of
better.
me.
So it's worse because of you.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're
Give
not
them
doing
what
a
they
very
need.
good job. People are still dying here like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More
Oh, I'm
efficient?
sure.
Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Oh. Are you in love with Edwina? Well, tell me about the man you killed, first of all. I reckon you were the gentleman who was glad that Clay Cox is out of the picture.
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There
That's
has to
not.
be more to it than that.
No, really, one of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
It never ends then. Somebody's gonna kill you because you killed their mate.
Don't you see it's an endless spiral? One day, it will be you who will be stabbed, or shot, or worse.
That's what my sweet Edwina always says, that one day I'll get it too.
Yeah, you will.
She says it with the most beautiful smile, my Edwina.
It's not your Edwina though, is she? Let's leave you be.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
I wonder what she thinks
Got no idea
of
what she's
Mr. Digby in particular.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. What do you want?
Personal questions. What are your feelings for Booth Digby?
Booth Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes.
And words.
Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
I mean, I'm not that easily shocked, but it just kind of implies that you didn't really... Well, I know you kind of didn't really get along with Clay. I've got his ring. It doesn't seem to be coming in any handy. Are you a softie, really? I don't think she'll like being called a softie. I'm not easily shocked.
I'm not that easily shocked, Miss Cox. You can speak freely about your lover if you so wish.
The poor bastard is good to me, if you must know. He makes me feel good. That's a first.
So you're just like any other couple, after all, are you not?
Yeah, we're so ordinary that I'd put a bullet in his head if he ever cheated on me.
But weren't you cheating on your husband with him? Bit of a double standard there.
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
Okay, let's talk to you again. I'm just kind of running back and forth right now.
What do you want?
Edwina kind of hinted that you might think you have the potential to be unfaithful.
Do you know Edwina suspects you to be unfaithful?
Edwina's the one who asked to be called Mrs. Cox, even though Clay hadn't touched her for such a long time.
You have not answered my question.
She's a passionate woman. I've no doubt she'll shoot me down if I ever betray her, but that's not going to happen. I love her as she is.
So it seems like Clay didn't really care.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Do you... I
The
wonder.
games, the epidemics, everyone's throwing the blame.
Is this a gate I can open from this side? I think this is the gate I came in from originally, is it? Right. I wonder where exactly and whom exactly they killed.
I must look a fool.
Must look a fool. I wonder if anybody's up to anything suspicious in this neighborhood. What's this place? Hardwood, or Harwood rather, ironmongers. Might be a few materials I can use in here. Cover letter. Hello, Frank. How are you, my old friend? It was good to see you last week. Next time, let me get the rounds in. I hope everything is okay on your side of town. Here, in your old neighborhood, the situation is getting worse. Clay is getting more violent every day and is only thinking about expansion. Even when it seems there are some new players around trying to dispute our territory. The Wet Boot Boys are in a bad spot, I'm afraid. So I thought about what you said last time we met. That you never regretted leaving the gang. The only thing you regret is never being able to put a foot in the East End again, to avoid a good beating or worse. Well, rest assured that you have my protection if you decide to pass by, and maybe we can talk again about new opportunities and job offer. You know I have always been good with numbers, so maybe if you need an accountant in your company, let's talk about that, shall we? Say hello to your wife for me. WBB for life. Oh, Wet Boat Boys for life, old chap. Booth Digby. Curious. He's thinking about leaving the gang. He wants a better life for himself, it seems like. Is this a gate I can open?
It's locked.
No, not from this side. Hello. What's here? And I've been to the north side of the docks before. Let's stay here. Let's just confront Booth Digby. Can we talk? No? There we are.
You again. What do you want?
I found your letter. You're tired of the criminal life.
I know you're looking for an honest job, Booth. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. Wet boys for life, you know.
So, you're sort of unfaithful in a different sense.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Should I tell that to Edwina? Should I tell that to Edwina?
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. What do you want?
I can't. I don't think I would.
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
That's just private thoughts of his. He has a right to leave the criminal life. I'm not going to rat him out. Who else do we have around here? Don't you have better places to sit, sir?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite.
I can just say evening if you
I'm
like.
Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
Good afternoon, Mr. Evening, Mr. Fishburne. First of all, how are you feeling
Do
medically?
you require medical assistance?
That's something I didn't expect to hear again. A doctor concerned with the health of his patients. Yeah. I could use some help. On several matters, in fact.
Well, here, let's start with the medical matters. Take this once a day. It should make that cold go away.
I don't know which kind of doctor you're used to dealing with, but it's a doctor's purpose to heal people.
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reed? I would say it's a convenient way for gaining people's trust.
Tell me about your life in London. What is it you do around here? You seem to be on a lookout or something. You're rather smartly dressed.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. It's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
When you don't treat her so good, is something bothering you in particular?
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Oh, hey, come on now. Let's not beat ourselves up. I could probably look for it. It's hard to be a good, son sometimes.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just want her to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
So you've tested her patience then over the years. What can you tell me about this part of town?
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
It's about what I caught up with. Have you got somebody in particular in mind when you say that?
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
Nope. Hate them all. Especially these petty, whining little shitbag beggars.
And no one deserves any leniency.
Is there no one who deserves your leniency then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
Right, ease up with a maggot thing. You're probably not going to make friends that way. Well, if I see your necklace, I'll keep an eye out for it.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Every night, the darkness, and every dawn.
Do you mind if I look upstairs?
In my mind. I should just run as far away from this place as I can.
This is the office. Nothing? Oh, I don't really want to be taking the money. I'm more looking for notes and curiosities.
It's locked, all right.
A locked door. There's not a way down from up here. Maybe I could get around via the docks. Or the waterways. Oh, evening. Oh, excuse me. Trying to get through. Ah. Right, there's another two people over here. Who, might I ask, are you?
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
Rufus Kingsbury. You do have a shock of grey hair for a young man. Anemia. I
Do you
can
need
treat
help?
that.
A real doctor caring about me. That's a first. I feel like a real person.
Well, here, take this. It should make you feel better.
A real doctor treats everyone the same, Rufus.
That he does.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Tell me about your life in London. What can you tell me about this part of town?
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do they avoid you?
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
The curse. Have you ever thought about leaving?
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
Seems like it's for worse. What do you do?
Around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Do you have a job then? Or do you beg?
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
Oh? Well, you say you've been down listening to the news at the docks. Any recent rumours?
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the Wet Boot Boys and the Communists. They both feel they should run the dogs.
The communists. So, are they a rival gang or are they actual communists? Are you here on your own?
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home. You're sleeping rough.
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
Yes? No? It's truly tragic, really.
This city has abandoned so many of its children. It's tragic.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
So you get along with Mrs. Fishburne? I'll
So
leave you
long,
be.
Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
To every night, a darkness.
I wonder what you think of this Rufus, then. You don't seem to care about anyone other than your mother. Is this where I'll find her?
Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
Just to talk.
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
I apologise for the late hour, but I do insist you let me in.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in?
There we go, exactly.
Please don't stay too long, sir.
I might just stretch my legs, have a look around. It's quite a roomy place you have here. Quite a roomy place indeed. Anything I can find or nab? This must be her room. I don't know where her son sleeps, unless he's got a place of his own. Right, let's have a word then. That's the reason I'm
It's locked, all right.
here.
Saw the epidemic. So you have questions about the flu, then?
More or
Yes,
less.
among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
He doesn't, does he? Tell me about your life here.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Has the epidemic made violence worse?
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
And the violence, well, I know it feeds on poverty.
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you could just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
It's pretty sad but true. You seem healthy enough. What is it you do for a living?
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
Oh, you work with Father Hampton then? And how exactly do you pay for the rent? Let's ask about your husband first. Did he die in the war?
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
Oh. That must have been traumatic to say the least. How do you make ends meet with the rent, though?
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
I guess where he grew up was, you know, with his dad, his memories of his dad in his house. Can you tell me about that orphan Rufus?
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
You really feel for him, then. I'll leave you be for now, then. I've learnt all I can.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself.
Right, maybe... I should have a word. Everyone? No, there's still a few people around. I've treated quite a few as well. I feel quite good about that. I do have experience. I could evolve. And it wouldn't involve me having to drink anyone. I wonder, the docks. North Docks, Western Docks. The Western Docks is a hive of garden and vampires and skulls. I just don't know where everything else could be. Hello. A little bit of blood, I see. Oh, that might be a bit more than a little bit of blood, I see. Interesting. Well, let's break our way through here.
This is a slaughterhouse.
Oh my word. Okay, yeah, no, this is definitely a slaughterhouse. From Seymour to my beloved mother, Stella. Oh.
From Seymour to my beloved mother, Stella. Fishburne, that sneaky bastard.
Wait, wait. What's sneaky about that? I assume he's not the one killing them. I assume one of these people picked it up and or stole it. Do I have the note? A beautiful necklace with bloodstains and a small handwritten tag from Seymour to my beloved mother, Stella. What's sneaky about that? Unless I'm implying that he's the one who did this.